No crack in the monster can today. I tried to record once already and everything just went. So, it's already open, but, you know. Cheers on that. Yeah. So, today is another video. And, I'm gonna talk today about self-forgiveness and guilt. And all those emotions. So, yeah. Forgiving myself is something that I've never been good at. I always find it hard to accept my mistakes as just that, you know? I just kind of always want myself to do better, which is normal. I feel like that's normal. Most people want themselves to do better, but I don't know. I don't really accept my shortcomings. I kind of just beat myself up over them and then just go with that, you know? And it's hard, especially as you get older, because you do more things. And there's more things that I've done, there's more problems that I've caused, and there's more, things that need to be forgiven, but I struggle with. Yeah, so like the most recent example would be, I'm not gonna like talking about this. Fuck it. I broke up with my girlfriend, and I felt very guilty. Guilt is the main thing that I felt. Just guilt head to toe. Guilty that I, broke up with her. Guilty that I introduced a new girl to my family. I feel bad that, I met her family, and yeah, just overall I feel honestly terrible about it. Honestly, I feel terrible. I feel like I should have known better, and I should have been better and done better to avoid it all, But I will learn from it. I guess I can say I will learn from it, but right now, it's still, when I think about it, I still feel awful that I've done that to another person, and that's really hard, I I had to be done. I had to put my feelings first, but I still feel like this. Even talking about it now, like my heart is just kind of like, ow, like it's not something that I want to do, And I don't really understand it entirely, to be honest with you. I should be able to just do things that need to be done for me, and not have that feeling. But I don't know. That feeling's good. It makes me human, I suppose. Makes me a somewhat good person. At least that's what helps me get to sleep at night. Anyway, but yeah, dealing with a breakup is difficult, even if you're the one breaking up with someone. And this isn't a pity party, by the way. I'm not telling you all this. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Save it. But it's weird because being the bad guy in the situation kind of makes it seem like that there's no, grieving or loss or whatever. But there is, even though I'm the one that broke up, like I, at one point or another, I had genuine feelings for the girl, and I loved her. But it just, sometimes it doesn't work out. And you think you know what's going on and how you feel and what to do with your feelings and how to manage them and deal with them and get through things. But I didn't. I didn't know what to do with it until it was too late. And yeah, So again, at the end of the day, it is my fault. So there's a lot of blame to be put on me. You know, it is my fault. But coming to terms with it and forgiving myself is going to be another battle that I have to, well, not battle, but it's another thing that I have to figure out how to do. And I don't know, because I've never forgiven myself for most things, and I'm not very good at it. There's an example I still think about to this day. I was 11 years old, maybe, so there's like 10 years ago now. And I had a little tablet, right? Mum got us tablets for Christmas. We brought them outside of the house, even though we weren't supposed to. I knew the rules and still did it. And then my sister broke her tablet, and I felt like it was my fault. And to this day, I'm still like, yeah, that was a stupid move on my part. That was not good. Like, why would I have done that? You know, it's still something I think about. Not all the time, but I think about it regularly enough that it's a fixture in my brain. I'm like, why did I do that? And that's kind of what I feel like with a lot of my mistakes in the past. And I don't know. It's something I need to work on for myself. Definitely. Something I definitely need to do. It's not healthy to live like that. I know I'm living in the past. You know, I know that I'm living back in the days where I did all those things, and I'm not living in the present or the future. You know, living in the future isn't good neither, but living in the present is what I need to strive to do. That's what I need to do to become a happier and better person. But I just can't stop thinking about the things that I've done and how they affect other people. You know, and I know life goes on, and I know everything's gonna. You know, everyone says, oh, life's got a funny way of working out and all that, but it does. So that's kind of what keeps me going a little bit, you know? Like, I know people break up, accidents happen, mistakes are made, and the world keeps turning. But, I don't know, I just can't help but feel that little extra bit guilty that I've contributed to, you know, the bad things. When I would love to just be a source of constant happiness and all this, and I do. I spend a lot of my time trying to be happy, or, you know, making jokes and stuff like that, but still doesn't erase the stuff that I may have done. So yeah, alright, this episode's getting a little depressing, right? But whatever. Yeah, this is what y'all tuned in for anyway. Yeah, man. Kind of the way that I try and do things, or live my life. I guess that sounds a little, you know, cliche and whatever. But anyway, the way that I try to live my life, is I think about like what I'm gonna do, or what is about to be done, or what advice people are giving me, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I think about it, and then the main thing that you have to do in your life is be able to live with yourself. You know? You're the only person that has to spend all day with you. You have to wake up with you, you have to go through your day with you, and you have to go to sleep with you. So if you make choices that you don't think you can live with, then you're going to make your own life very difficult. You know, so that's what I try and do. I try to live to not a code. Again, that sounds very cliche, but I'm the only person that has to go to sleep inside of my head with my brain and my thoughts. So I try to make that as easy as possible by doing things that I can live with, you know? Like, I don't think I could live with myself if I did that, so I won't do it, you know? Because it's going to play in my head. Like, what have I done? I did that to someone. I can't do that. I can't. If I do something bad to someone and I don't get the chance to apologize or make up for it, that stays in my head for a long time, because I don't want to be another cause of suffering. This is getting a little too philosophical. I don't want to be another cause of suffering for other people, you know? I just want to be a guy who's there, occasionally puts a smile on your face, whatever. But I think it's very important to do things that you're comfortable with, you know? It's like there's a lot of people giving me advice on my situations and all, and I have to think, yeah, that might be good advice. I might be okay. It might be okay to do that, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to go to sleep with the knowledge of my actions, of what I've done for the day. I have to close my eyes and I have to try and shut that off so I can sleep. So if I've done something bad, my mind has a tendency to run in loops anyway. So if I do anything bad, I know it and I live through it several times before I go to sleep that night or the next night, depending on, you know, what it is. And I know some people are going to think that's unhealthy, that again, it's kind of me clinging to the past and not being able to forgive myself. But it's just kind of the way that I've lived my life so far. And I don't think other people should live their life the way I live mine. I think everybody needs to live their own life their own way, follow whatever they do and believe, and so on and so forth, right? However, if people thought the way I did, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 1% more, I don't know, I'd like to think it'd be better, because I like to think that the way I think and the way I live my life is good. I try and be a good person. I'm not religious or nothing like that, so I don't have any like God to pray to or, you know, stuff like that. I just try and be good because I'm the one who's got to get into for the rest of my life. I have to go to sleep with my brain talking to me at 1,000,000 miles an hour like it always does, you know. But that's what I like about this. This kind of helps me get some of it off. So if you guys are listening, thank you, first off. Don't know why, but yeah, this is just kind of, it's something good to do, and honestly, I recommend it to other people because I'm happier since doing it. And you know, the more perspectives that we all get to hear, I feel like the better. I think that's good. I'd like to hear. I know a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, people that I'm not even really that close with. You know, there's some people that I would love to hear their perspective on similar things, their own life, you know, because everybody's interesting. You just have to find where the interesting parts come from. So yeah. But anyway, off that tangent. Yeah, no, guilt is just, honestly, I think anyone who's experienced it, most people know it's just such a terrible emotion. So I try to live my life without doing things that are going to make me feel guilty, or, you know, without hurting other people. And that's, people say that I'm like a people pleaser because of it, because I don't like upsetting people. And I just think that there's enough upsetting shit going on. I don't need to add to it, you know? So I'd rather deal with them things and, you know, live with that than be more troublesome, you know? It's just a whole lot easier. It's just a whole lot easier when you don't. Another thing that I do when it comes to decision making, I know I'm hopping back and forth between this, but stick with me if you can, is I tend to think about more people than I need to, you know? I tend to think about extra people in scenarios that I shouldn't really be thinking of, you know? And, excuse me, this goes back to like the second or third video where I talked about putting my feelings first. But there's probably like, if you want to break down a decision, there's primary, secondary, and even maybe tertiary people that it affects, right? So the primary is you and the person that your decision affects. Like, okay, so you're picking dinner, right? You know, so it's you and, you know, your mom and your dad or whatever, right? And then the secondary people are like, oh yeah, well, maybe your sister comes home from college and the leftovers is what she has. And then tertiary is like, oh yeah, what the bin men are gonna have to pick up. Do you know what I mean, right? So like, I always think about the whole spectrum instead of just, sometimes I think I just need to think about me and just leave it at that and simplify it. But I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it yet. yet. That's the key word. Every day trying to get better. Every day. Every day. But yeah. I hope that this was at least a little bit insightful. You know, maybe you learned something about yourself, maybe you learned something about me. But I think that's about gonna do it for today. If you're seeing this, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening or morning or day or whenever you're watching this. Yep. That's an outro.